This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today, we're speaking about why an insurance appraisal was found to be an arbitration in the state of Rhode Island, and why an appraisal award must be rejected if the appraiser has a financial interest in the potential award, so that corruption and partiality can be kept out of all arbitrations. New England Property Services Group, LLC, appealed from a January 23, 2024 order denying the plaintiff's motion to reconsider a denial of the plaintiff's petition to confirm an appraisal award. The Superior Court granted the defendant, Vermont Mutual Insurance Company's cross-petition to vacate the award based on partiality on the part of the plaintiff's appraiser. In New England Property Services Group, LLC versus Vermont Mutual, the Supreme Court of Rhode Island on March 10, 2025, applied New Hampshire state law. Brandy, Hamel, and Scott Parker made claim to Vermont Mutual as the insureds for loss caused by wind damage to the insured's property located in Greenville, Rhode Island. The insureds engaged plaintiff to complete the repairs at their home in exchange for the assignment of their insurance claim to plaintiff. The defendant processed the claimed loss and provided an estimate to the plaintiff, then, who disagreed with the estimate and invoked the appraisal process established in the insurance agreement. The appraisal clause in the contract allows the determination of the amount of loss by submitting the dispute over the amount to a panel of 3 appraisers. Stephen Cesari, the principal of plaintiff, was appointed by plaintiff as its appraiser for the dispute. The defendant appointed Vincent Ceci as its own appraiser, and according to the terms of the appraisal clause, Cesari and Ceci were to agree on a person to serve as umpire. The 2 men could not agree, and Felix Carlone was appointed as umpire by the Superior Court. The appraisal concluded with an award signed by Cesari and Carlone, with Ceci refusing to sign, according to defendant, because he believed that the award was not supported by the facts presented. Plaintiff filed a petition to confirm the appraisal award under Rhode Island's Arbitration Act in the Superior Court. The defendant filed a cross-petition to vacate the award, arguing that Cesari was ineligible to serve as an appraiser for plaintiff because of his financial interest in any potential award. The Superior Court entered an order granting defendant's cross-petition to vacate the appraisal award and denying plaintiff's petition to confirm the appraisal award. After defendant objected, the Superior Court denied plaintiff's motion to reconsider, and the hearing justice determined that the omission of the term, quote, disinterested, close quote, from the insurance contract did not negate the categorization of the appraisal process as an arbitration. Specifically, he declared that the plaintiff continuously promoted the appraisal proceedings as arbitration throughout the process, and only when he lost managed to complain that appraisal was not an arbitration. The plaintiff asserted that the public policy is to efficient resolution of insurance disputes that have been served by the appraisal proceeding. The plaintiff further averred that Rhode Island has not universally equated appraisal with arbitration, and that the Arbitration Act does not apply to this appraisal proceeding. The Supreme Court concluded that it is well settled in New Hampshire that when the language of a statute is clear and unambiguous, the Supreme Court must interpret that statute literally and must give the words of the statute their plain and ordinary meanings. The Arbitration Act has no requirement that the arbitrators be disinterested. Rather, they are only prohibited from engaging in partiality or corruption. Since the plaintiff, sitting as an appraiser, had a financial interest in the outcome, he was engaging in partiality or corruption. He basically owned the claim, and whatever the award was, the money would go to him. The Supreme Court concluded the plaintiff's actions revealed his willingness to use every judicial avenue available to derive an unfair advantage if it were permitted to now claim that the appraisal proceeding is not an arbitration after previously attempting to confirm the appraisal award in the Superior Court under the same theory. The Supreme Court affirmed the order of the Superior Court and vacated the arbitration or appraisal award. In my opinion, the New York Standard Fire Insurance Policy has been the foundation for insurance policies insuring against the risk of loss to real or personal property for centuries, and followed and adopted across the country. They all contain an appraisal clause as a prompt means of conflict resolution about the extent of loss. In this case, one of the appraisers had an assignment of the insured's claims against the insurer and was interested in the result of the appraisal. The Supreme Court found that the appraisal is subject to New Hampshire's Arbitration Act as an arbitration and affirmed the Superior Court's vacation of the award because of the interest that the plaintiff had in the results. He was trying to be not only the plaintiff, but the judge in his case. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, and is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog, and if you do, you'll receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week, and you will also gain access to the more than 5,000 blog postings. You can also subscribe to these videos, which are also free on rumble.com or youtube.com. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the like button on YouTube or the thumbs up button on rumble.com. Please tell your friends and colleagues about the blog and these videos so that they too can subscribe. And if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, please consider subscribing for a very small fee to my Substack publications. Thank you for your attention.